Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're gonna have a very candid, much needed conversation surrounding body image, relationship with food, exercise, eating disorder recovery, because more than anything I wish I had a video like this to watch when I was in the height of my eating disorder and when I was really trying to navigate my relationship with food and my relationship with exercise. So I know that this could definitely benefit someone. So here are 10 things I wish I knew sooner about body image, eating disorder recovery, food, exercise, all of it. If you're new here, welcome. I was diagnosed with anorexia and bulimia when I was 13. I went through outpatient recovery. Unfortunately, I relapsed when I went to college and didn't fully recover until about 3 years ago. I'm 26 now. So it's been almost 15 years of struggling with an eating disorder, and I've learned a lot along the way. Stuff that I wish I've known way sooner. I have them all written down so that I don't forget. Okay, number one, and this is a huge one. Literally, no one gives a fuck about your body except for you. Now, what I mean by this is that nobody literally gives a fuck about what your body looks like except for you. For example, you're in the gym and you're staring at yourself in the mirror and you're like, damn, I look terrible. The person next to you is not thinking that. They are not looking at you and saying, oh my God, her arms look so fat. Or, oh my God, I'm so glad I don't look like that. Or, oh my God, look at her hair or her skin. Like, the person next to you is not staring at you, picking you apart, because they're doing the exact same thing to themselves. I think a lot of us are like, the thoughts that we have about ourselves while looking in the mirror or while we're out in public, we think that everybody else is having those thoughts about us, but literally no one cares because everyone is having those own thoughts about themselves. Look, it sucks. It sucks that any of us even have to think this way to begin with, but spending time caring about what other people think of you and your body is a complete waste of your time and energy. No one cares, okay? Literally, no one. And if they do care or end up saying something to you, it's just because they're trying to make themselves feel better. Number two, no one that is doing better or the same as you will ever try to bring you down. This goes for someone talking behind your back or commenting hurtful things. No one that is ever doing as well as you are will waste their time or energy trying to bring others down. The only people that will do that are people that are doing worse than you that want to bring themselves up to your level. This was a big one for me to wrap my head around because I always thought that hurtful comments and hurtful things that people would say to me came from a genuine place of hate, and it doesn't. It comes from a genuine hate within themselves to be able to comment something like that to someone else. They're just trying to make themselves feel better. Once I realized this, it truly changed the way I looked at hate comments and stuff like Reddit threads or anything like that. I don't even waste my time on them anymore, and I don't take personal offense to them because I know that that person is struggling and I know that that person is not doing so well. So don't let it get to you. Number three, don't dress for trends. Dress in what makes you feel comfortable. Create your own style. This one largely applies to me because I have no sense of style whatsoever. I love dressing in stuff that may be trendy like 2 or 3 years ago and what's considered out of style now, but if it makes me feel beautiful, it makes me feel comfortable, I'm going to wear it. I used to try and fit in with whatever trends were going on, like crop tops and halter tops and baggy mom jeans and stuff, but that stuff just didn't make me feel comfortable. Sure, I would try and manipulate my body to fit into those trends, but at the end of the day, I would just feel uncomfortable and I wasn't even looking good because I didn't have the confidence. So who gives a fuck if rompers are out or sundresses, which I don't know if those will ever be out, but those are my go-to. Who cares? Who cares about trends? Dress what you feel comfortable in and create your own style. Number four, when you stop restricting yourselves from your favorite foods, you will stop getting intense cravings. So if you're heavily dieting and you're not allowing yourself even a taste of your favorite chocolate bar or your favorite cake or mac and cheese or whatever your food may be that you don't allow yourself to have, your craving for that food will just intensify so much. It's a really scary concept to just think of allowing yourself to go all in and just eat what you want when you're craving it. Look, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a therapist. I am not trying to give you medical advice on what to do with your recovery, but what I'm saying is for me and what's worked for a lot of people that I know is that you kind of have to just abandon all restrictions and allow yourself to eat what you want when you want it. Eventually everything will kind of settle and you'll stop getting those intense cravings because your body knows that you can have it whenever you want it. Does that make sense? So I stopped having intense cravings for Kraft macaroni and cheese, which is so random and so specific, but I would never allow myself to have it. And once I just realized that I could have a bowl of it and satisfy that craving, I didn't have to worry about only having it on one special occasion. I could have it whenever I wanted. So I didn't feel this dire need to go and have Kraft macaroni and cheese right now. Using that approach within my eating disorder recovery was life-changing for me. Life-changing. It allowed me to experience all my favorite foods in moderation and not experience these intense needs and desires to eat a specific food to a point where it would drive me crazy. Number five, confidence is key. fake it till you make it, baby. My mom always used to tell me this. She was like, even if you don't have the most confidence, fake it till you make it, because no one will ever know the difference between true confidence and if you're faking it. Having confidence will truly change the way that people around you see you, speak to you, the way that you see and speak to yourself. Even if you don't feel like the most confident person in the room, fake it, okay? I promise it will change your life. Number 6, embrace your struggles. Be relatable. Don't be afraid to share what you're struggling with someone other than yourself. People want to know that other people are struggling. They want to know that they're not the only ones that are going through what they're going through. They want to know that they're not alone. When I started posting on my Instagram almost 4 years ago, I was terrified. I was like, nobody wants to hear about this. Nobody wants to hear about my recovery and what I'm going through, but they did, and it changed my life. It allowed me to become a content creator full-time because I was putting myself out there and I was sharing my life and my struggles with other people, and people gravitated towards that because they wanted to know that they weren't alone. They sought comfort in the fact that I could share my struggles on a public platform, and it empowered other people to start doing the same. I totally get that not everyone is comfortable with sharing those parts of their lives with strangers and other people, but if you feel like there's even a slight chance that you could be okay with just sharing what you struggle with and what you're going through, you will open yourself up to a whole new world of possibilities. Number 7, this one pertains more to eating disorder recovery and why eating disorders manifest to begin with. Once again, I want to stress, every time I bring up an eating disorder, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a licensed therapist. I'm just sharing my experience and what research I've done on eating disorders. When you begin to restrict your food or exercise, it's usually because there is another issue in your life that you're unable to control. But food and exercise is the one thing that we can control. What goes into our bodies, what comes out, how much we exercise. If you feel like you're starting to be a little bit more controlling about what your food intake looks like, your exercise schedule looks like, maybe take a second to dive deeper into the other parts of your life and see if there's something else that's going on. Something you'll hear over and over again from the eating disorder community is that eating disorders are rarely ever about food. They're about control. And it's the fact that we may not have control over another situation in our life, or we may feel like our lives are just out of control, but food and exercise is the one thing that we can control. It gives us this little false sense of security knowing that we can control this one aspect of our lives. Number 8, recovery is not linear. It is freaking bumpy. I cannot tell you how many bumps I went over during my recovery, and it's been 13 years, so quite a few. But a lot of people think that once you start eating disorder recovery, it's all smooth sailing and really more of a downhill battle, and it's absolutely not. You're gonna go through a lot of hard parts and a lot of parts that are gonna make you think that all of the hard work you put in was for nothing. For me, whenever I hit a bumpy patch, I had to talk myself out of saying, oh, well, now I'm restarting because I was doing so well, and then I had these really negative thoughts and feelings about my body, and I'm right back to where I started. No. Even as somebody that's been recovered, fully recovered for almost 3 years now, I have to work every single day not to allow myself to sink back into the place where I was at the very height of my eating disorder. I wish I could tell you that it's a one and done process, that you go through recovery and you never have to worry about struggling with food or exercise or your body ever again, but unfortunately it's just not true. You have to actively work every single day to further yourself along in your recovery. And just because you hit a hard part, it doesn't mean that you're starting over. It doesn't mean that all the work you put in was for nothing. Number 9, feeling good is way more important than looking good. Let's say you've hit that goal weight that you set for yourself. You've gotten to a new low, you look good, all your clothes fit perfectly, you're getting that attention that you crave, but on the inside, you feel like absolute shit. It's why a lot of people feel like a large weight loss isn't sustainable, because they can't sustain that feeling of being constantly fatigued or having headaches or just having no energy, always being hungry. When you actually take the time to listen to your body's hunger cues and you satisfy your cravings and you're eating a good amount of food every day, you're moving your body, I promise you those few extra pounds that you put on are 1000% worth it when you feel your absolute best. I truly didn't know what my body was capable of, how high my energy levels could get, how amazing my moods could be, until I started nourishing and moving my body properly, not restricting it, not constantly trying new diets, not over exercising. Now that I've gotten a taste of what my body can feel like when I'm taking care of it, I never want to let go of that feeling. And finally, number 10, a moment on the lips, a lifetime on the hips is absolute bullshit. Food is meant to be enjoyed. It's okay to enjoy food. It's okay to love food. If food were not meant to be enjoyed, we would just be given a little pill every day that would satisfy all of our nutrition requirements, and it wouldn't taste like anything, and we would move along with our day. But no, food was created because it's meant to be enjoyed. It's meant to inspire people. It's meant to bring joy to people. So don't be ashamed to love food. Don't be ashamed to enjoy it and to seek out foods that taste good. Make sure you're nourishing your body, get in your fruits and vegetables, yada yada yada, but also make sure sure that the food you're eating is enjoyable and you actually love it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you enjoyed this, let me know. I would love to make more of these. I love sitting down and having these conversations with you guys. Comment down below something that you wish you knew way sooner. And don't forget to like and subscribe.